Hi, welcome to Martial Arts Explorer. We explore effective self-defense techniques as revealed in classical martial arts of all styles. I'm Scott Combs. We're continuing with Senior Master Instructor Dusty Seal's concepts regarding form interpretation from standing and from on the ground. Master Seal has trained with some of the most notable martial artists of our era: George Dillman, Remy Prisas, Wally J, and Leo Fong. He combines all their concepts into a cohesive whole that makes a lot of sense. This time we're adding more detail to the wrist technique we looked at last time.
I'll do this side so the camera can see. All right, where this point is, where lung 10 is directly in the center of this bone. You got the knuckle, you got the end of the bone, right? Directly in the center of it. Again, seminar training, the way to really find it, you know, picture like I'm not into NASCAR, but you know, I mean, they go down the straightaway, right, and then they hug that curve, and then they kind of like slingshot out of the curve, right, and they come back out of it. It's kind of like what I look at with the bones and stuff. Like if I'm locking up on lung meridian over here or here, take your middle finger and you press, and it kind of presses down, and once you get to the crest of the bone, it curves right around and locks into it, right? So here's the point. What I was talking with Scott, this is a very, very fine motor skill that we got to do right now. You know, you got a man this size pushing at you, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, it's not gonna happen right off the bat, right? And the difference is, here now, there's no tension in his hand, same as it would be like this. Here now, you get in there, you get the lock on the point. Make a fist, please. As soon as the fist is made and there's tension in that fist, that point is nullified. Then it's cut off, right? So that's why you got to move to the wrist. You stop, the energy's running down this way, you got to lock in here on the lung point that stops the energy from being sent to making the fist. You understand? But this is just a better, most gross motor skill anyways to grab this. Because we know points are never on a joint, right? They're never on the bone, they're never on the muscle, they're next to it. This point and this point, 1/2 inch down from where the wrist joint bends. This is relatively 1/2 inch wide. You can never miss grabbing the wrist. You know, anybody play baseball, right? Softball? Anybody ever swing a bat? At somebody or whatever. It's make a fist, please. This is the end of the bat. So this is like if I was swinging, right? The end of the bat is designed so it doesn't allow you to slide off of it. Your hand is made the same way. So if I move here and I slide, I'm going to slide, these two fingers go right on the wrist joint. Again, my middle finger. Man, videoing it, so I can't do everything. Usually you point at whoever's videoing it, because that's your driving finger. It's Chicago driving finger. You stick it up, right? but then this, now this is a 1/2 inch. I got my 1/2 inch figured out. I don't have to go, all right, and size it up and say, all right, that's exactly, you know, 1/2 inch or soon, blah, 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 no. Boom, I'm locked in. These three fingers lock in on the point. Boom, now I've got to the lung point. You're already right there. You just don't cover it. You don't do this when you're going for it. Now, when we're talking, when you're first learning how to do these type of throws, you have to cover the hand. So take these three fingers and cover right there. So it's a great throw still as long as you have the meaty part of his thumb held, and then your thumb is over here on the small part of his hand, right? You eventually will find triple warmer, lung, or triple warmer, and lung, you know? I don't really do it this way because my hand is smaller, you know, so I'll lock in this way, or I will cover this and place my thumb here on triple warmer 3. You know, I don't usually get both of them when I'm doing it myself. But this, what I was showing them, is I want to make sure that I have my thumb, even if I put my thumb here on the knuckle itself, the movement will slide it into place. The movement will slide it into place. And then being a smaller person, when I allow this to happen, that helps put it into place. My elbow then will push on my own thumb and drive it in. But then what is that? Oh my God. He's attacking. I want to get out of it. I'm right here. Distraction. Maybe if I got lung, the stomach, knockout. But then I'm going back over. Right into the cot, right? I've worked with all these different styles, and you start seeing it. Everything is the same thing. It don't make a difference what you're doing. People get hung up on, I do Tang Sudo, I do Taekwondo, I do Ishinru, I do Shurigo, whatever, I don't care. It's all the same stuff. Nobody's elbow bends a different way. Nobody's knees bend a different way. We don't kick any different. We all do the same exact thing. And then when you start looking at how the movements go, I don't care what style you do. If you just put in the Dillman method with the pressure points, now you've made anything good, you know, and that's learning your gross motor skills, because those people that teach it, you know, 7th, 8th, 9th degree black belts I've worked with, and they still will just go like this, and God, this drives me insane. I see them with their hands over here, on the big part of the hand. You know, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Even with his hand open, not just strengthen up your wrist. Even with his hand open, that's a fight, you know? Because the guy's not going to be just nice and calm as you're doing it anyways, right? So just by putting the hands over here, again, strengthen up your wrist, it's just common sense. You're not fighting the person, you're fighting the individual parts, you know, when the attack comes in. I don't need to worry about, holy crap, you know, how much can you bench?
I don't know, I have no idea. A lot.
Yeah, a lot, right? Well, I don't want to fight this, but I'll fight the hell out of that. You know, I'm bigger than this now. That's what I'm going to go for. You know, I don't want to go for as the person. You got to break down individual parts. But what happens? The second that I get to here and he starts resisting, bam, shoot that in there. Shoot that in there. Don't worry so much about, you know, I mean, it's a seminar setting. We're going to work on getting to the points. But covering here and as long as you have this part covered and your thumb over here on the small bone, small side, now you've got a good technique. Where you just got to work into it is what Professor J did, is take it from this, there's no tension at all, till you get over here, and he made everything smaller. Small circle, boom, that's the shot. Instead of, you know, because all this entire time I'm getting kicked or punched, right? So that's why, again, we're going to work on this now, but I want us to do the same technique. But now, as you're doing it, picture this guy's pushed on it. He's actually giving you a little bit of push, right? I want us to go this way first. So even if his hand is here, that's what your hand is for, is to push it off to the side. Now, don't go into cross stance or nothing like that yet. I just want us doing horse stance, grab, horse stance. You got it? So you're just dropping it. I'll do it this side for the camera. Even if it's over here, I want you, that's what your hands are up. Oh my God. Boom. You've got your techniques already here, right? But I want us to do this, grab. So as he gives a little bit of a push, I want you to shove to this side. His weight is going, and then you're going to take it very, very nicely with one another and step back again and do the throw, right? I'm sorry. If I stay here, and I go to do the throw, I can do it, but he's got, give me some resistance. We're basing, right? There's energy being bound up right there, you know, and I'm closer to his body, right? Here's where the strength is. This is what we always want to do, right? We want to do adduction. So anytime somebody grabs something, they want to bring it to them. Well, I want to be doing the adding. I want you to do the subtracting. So I'm going to pull away from you. Right? I've got this is mine. So if I'm here and I do the technique, great, but now we've created a hole, right? And I want you to watch then as we're doing this. Please do this slowly. I'm going to have to backtrack. I'm jumping ahead of what technique that I wanted to do. But I want you to watch where his butt goes. Here's where my foot is. Here's the hole that I created. That's where his butt goes. His butt will fall to it every single time. Right? So we just look at it as right into horse stance. Okay? So then, do you know why we have short stance and long stance? If you have short stance, you got stability, you got mobility, less stability. You got deep stance, I don't care what it is. Now you've got more stability, less mobility. I can't go from this and do a quick kick or a quick step and punch because my energy's dropped down. I'm rooted right here, right? You can't shift fast. So when you do your kata, you do a whole kata, short stance. I don't care if you do a front stance, if it's horse stance, whole kata, short stance. Your hands fast, boom, 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 boom. Because now you're just striking. Now we're talking, you know, what you were talking about. Now it's a distance thing. We haven't locked up with each other yet. We haven't grabbed onto one another, right? The second that you do kata, do that same exact kata. So you do whatever it is. We'll stick with the hanchi. You do all the hanchi, short stance. Your hand movements got to be quick. Boom, everything's going to be fast. That was your breakdown for that series. Now do the kata again, deep stance. Your hand movements, you still want fast, obviously, but now they're more deliberate because you're in a deeper stance. You don't have the speed now, you've got the stability. So now you're dropping that person. You know you're grappling with someone. Now it's a technique. Now it's arm bars. It's that wrist throw, whatever. So when you do the technique, when you're pushing on somebody here, I don't want us to go like this and then short ourselves. I want you to do it very, very slowly because you're still helping this person down. But you know, you get pushed, drop, and you see the difference? On the first push, boom, I drop back. Short stance, because it's got to be quick, because if this is pushing or punching me, the only thing I got to worry about is that, because that's what's coming. Here, and then you drop to the horse, but then help that guy and bring him down. Everybody understand? And relative, what it should have started off as you were dropping, your hands were probably farther away from your body. You know, you're working, getting, you know, used to it. The closer you bring your hands to your body, obviously the closer your opponent drops to your body, right? So that's what you want to be able to do. I mean, anybody watch Seinfeld? That episode of The Close Stalker? It was right up in their face, you know? It was the best episode ever. But you can get martial arts techniques out of anything. That's what everybody wants. Right? Nobody likes right there in their face, right? Nobody wants that. Well, that's what you got to do is make, you know, that's what jiu-jitsu is. That's what wrestling is, right? You're right up in that guy. Because the second that you create space, you create an escape. So it's the same thing when you get in there. You infiltrate that guy's space. You know, he doesn't want you that close to him. So everything, if you are creating space between you and your opponent, you're creating a chance for them to get out of it, unintentionally or intentionally, right? Because there is a counter to, I don't care what technique it is and how good it is. If you just one shot deal to stomach 5 and knock that guy out, there's a counter to it. Don't let him hit you on stomach 5, right? There's a counter to everything. It's just, you have to be able to, you know, work through that and be able to counter for counter. That's then back to Arnie's tappy, counter for counter. So while we're working here in a nice controlled setting, you know, we're doing this nice and slow and he can do anything he wants right here. Because this is just him and I training. Now nobody in here, you know, but I've been to seminars before. You've never met somebody before, you know, and they want to throw their little machismo out and say, well, I can do this and I can do that and I can stop you from doing this. Well, yeah, it's because I'm doing this and talking very nice to you. You know? So anybody can counter anything, especially here in a seminar setting. But the idea of it is I want you to get comfortable with it's still going to be a gross motor skill, but make a gross motor, if it makes any sense, make a gross motor skill more controlled. So you're still hand here, and you're doing the same thing, but you want it here, you know, and you're dropping it closer to your body. So what I was showing you guys earlier, you know, if you've got stacked hands at the hip, you know, when the stacked hands don't go like this. They're right here, right across your body. And it's telling you, you got something. Who is it? I think it was George came with the diamond ring theory, right? All the girls know about the diamond ring theory. I give you a ring, I screw something up, you don't give me the ring back. You keep the ring, right? So it's the same thing. Me and Mike are very intimate right now. He's holding on and caressing me, right? He just gave me something. He ain't getting it back. You know, and then that's what Tom says. You got to create harmony in the universe, right? Well, you gave it to me. I want to keep it. You want it back, so I will get to that point to where I want to make you want it back, right? And that's by somebody screaming or something popping. Give it, then, okay, you can have it back now, right? But the whole idea, once this is on here, boom, this is controlled to you, right? So if you look at the same thing that I just showed, as you shorten everything up, what did we do earlier? Here, we got distance, everything else, but I'm working just here, controlling it, right? What if this is now the enclosed portion? Boom. I don't know if that was your thumb or my finger popping or what, but sorry. You got this controlled. I'm going to do the same movement out of Nahachi, but that's right there. I'm not out of my, turn this with the camera. I'm not doing this. It's a natural move, boom. You just got to make the head catch up to the body. As you're dropping this and making that go, once that gets into it, your elbow's right there on triple warmer. You're hitting triple warmer with triple warmer, boom. I don't care if I'm going for a point or not. My points were here. This, if I get the knockout because I hit a pressure point, great. If I get the knockout because your jaw just went over here and you can't understand the pain, great. I don't care. The fight is over with. That's all, and all it is from doing this or however you looked at it. Now, if you're looking at your kata, I want you guys, you know, green belt, you know, still do what you're told, right? But everybody else, you need to get black on your belt, start expanding. How many people, when they did this throw, when you actually did the, we'll just go this way for camera's sake. How many people, when they did this throw, come with me, wound up actually facing this way in a front stance instead of the horse stance? Okay? Is there anything wrong with that? Not at all. That just means front stance, you know?
Next time, we'll take a couple of looks at down counters. Make sure you have adequate space for falling if you'd like to try any of these techniques at home. If you're interested in more of Senior Master Instructor Seal's techniques, you can order his DVD, Pressure Point Boxing, an integrated approach to pressure point fighting. It's typically $39.99 US, but Master Seal is offering it to Martial Arts Explorer viewers for $29.99. You can order the DVD directly from Master Seal by emailing him at sealacademy@sbcglobal.net. We'd love to hear from you too. Send email to explorer@martialartsexplorer.tv. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepeer, I'm Scott Combs.